Shalom, my name is Michael Decker, and I'm a lawyer within the law offices of Decker, Pex, Ophir & Co. Here with me is Hodaya, my daughter, and today we're going to explain what we need to check before we make a donation to a nonprofit organization. The reason Hodaya is with me is because she wanted to make a donation this week, and she asked me questions about it. And I thought it would be a great idea and a great opportunity to create a video. And in the video, she'll ask me these questions, I'll answer them, and this way the public, in a fun way, can learn exactly what they should check before making a donation to a nonprofit. So, Dea, what was the purpose you wanted to donate towards?
So I wanted to donate to an organization that cleans the oceans in the world.
Wow, that looks like an amazing purpose, cleaning the oceans. We should get these oceans cleaned really fast. They're extremely dirty in my opinion. So yeah, it's a great objective.
So can you give me 50 shekels to donate?
Well, yeah, hold your horses. Come on. It's not so much money, it's just 50 shekels, but still, money is money and the principle is a principle. You need to first check and see if there is an Amutot or a nonprofit company, which are the legal entities that exist here in Israel as nonprofit organizations, and we need to check if they're registered in the Registrar of Public Endowments or in the Registrar of Amutot.
But Abba, what is the Registrar of Public Endowments and what is the Registrar of Amutot?
Well, basically this is a government entity, and this government entity inspects nonprofit organizations. This government entity, the registrar, basically checks to see that these organizations are properly managed. If one of these organizations is properly managed, it obtains a proper management certificate. And in this proper management certificate, behind it, we can know that this nonprofit organization at least met the basic requirements of the Amutot registrar for transparency, meaning that there weren't exaggerated salaries, that the money went towards the purposes that are registered, and some other important things.
But Abba, I saw a YouTube video of some nice guys. Why can't we just give them the money?
Hodaya, come on. You're young, beautiful, cute, but you're also a bit naive, okay? I mean, think about it. First of all, the state wants to check and inspect all money transfers, okay? So when someone gets money on the street, he's a legal entity himself, yes? And every legal entity, a human being or a company or a nonprofit, needs to pay taxes when it gets money. VAT and income tax. A nonprofit organization, however, doesn't need to pay taxes. It's exempt from taxes. Why? Because its objectives are public objectives. This means these are objectives that the state is supposed to advance itself. So basically we're dealing with a separate legal entity here with a registration number, and we need to check that this legal entity exists in the Amutot registrar in Israel or the Registrar of Public Endowments, and that it has a proper management certificate.
So Abba, how do I check how much money the CEO of legal entity gets?
That's a very good question, Hodaya. So first of all, the Ministry of Justice made it easy for us to check. There's a website called GuideStar. You can go into this website, just Google GuideStar, and in this website you can basically see the 5 highest paid salary of every nonprofit organization. We can see even the financial statements that were submitted to the registrar of Amutot, and we can check even the verbal statements to see if there are any conflicts of interest, meaning family members that are within the board or between the board members and the audit committee members, and other important information like this. We can even see exactly how many donations were given and how much money was used to advance the objectives of the Amutot.
So Abba, I checked how much the Registrar of Amutot gets, and I saw that it gets 1 million shekels a year, and I also saw that the CEO gets 12,000 shekels a month, and that's the highest salary. I also saw that 70% of the donations go to saving the oceans.
Okay, that's very interesting information, and I think, first of all, I'm very proud of you for checking this. This is great. I'm going to give you an allowance in addition to probably giving you 50 shekels to donate to this organization. But I must say that 70%, I mean, I wish more than 70% was given towards the causes, but we need to also remember that you do have CEOs in these organizations. In order for the organization to function, actually, you need to have workers to raise donations. An organization today needs to have to maintain a website. It needs to have digital presence. You need to pay lawyers, accountants. Unfortunately, all this does cost money. So 70% going towards the objectives is not bad. I wish it was a bit more, but still it's not bad. And you know what? I'm going to give you the 50 shekels.
Yay! Thank you, Abba.
Well, I hope this information was useful and that it helped you learn a bit what to check before you make a donation to a nonprofit organization.